Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel At Home with Shell. So today I thought I would talk you through what was in my hospital bag. As most of you know, I've recently had a baby, when I was pregnant I watched so many of these videos, so thought I would share with you what I found really useful and any kind of tips that I've got for you. I've also done a video on what was in my baby's hospital bag and what was in my labour bag, which I will link down below. So anything that I do mention today, I've put a full list that you can print out from my website, which is athomewithshell.com. You can literally just print it off from there and tick it off when you've got them in your bag. So I'll start off then with clothing. So in terms of clothing, I didn't actually wear that many clothes when I was in the hospital, but I would definitely take some nightwear with you. So I took this nightie with me. So this was a nightie that I got from Laura Ashley. I actually got this brand new because I think it's really nice to have some kind of nice things when you've went through quite a horrible time. What I really liked about this is that it was quite lightweight and wasn't too warm, and also that it buttons down. I would definitely recommend something that buttons down because it's super easy for breastfeeding, and also it's not too kind of tight on the tummy. Because I ended up having an emergency C-section, I didn't kind of want anything too tight on my tummy, so this came in really handy. I actually took another nightie with me as well, so I've got this nightie, very kind of similar style, but this one's a cotton one. I got this one from Tesco's, again buttons up. Definitely recommend taking these. I pretty much lived in these when I was in hospital, and to be fair, the first few days as well, just because they were super comfortable. I would recommend taking a dressing gown with you. Now, I was going to take a big kind of fluffy dressing gown, and I'm so glad I didn't, because the hospitals are so hot. So my mum actually gave me this. This is it's kind of like a silky lightweight dressing gown, and I'm so glad I took this with me. Just if at times when you want you just kind of want to cover yourself up quickly if you're going to the toilet. I actually packed this in my labour hospital bag, and I'm glad I did, just to like quickly throw over you if you're going to the toilet or something. So definitely recommend taking one of these. I took some slippers with me, so again I brought these new as well. So just took some slippers with me, and I also took a pair of flip-flops with me, which were really useful for walking around in, and also if you want to have a shower, it's quite nice to shower in flip-flops as opposed to just kind of showering, because it's quite, I don't know, there's just something about hospitals, and I think it's quite nice to be able to wear your own kind of flip-flops in there as well. I did take some normal clothes as well. So again, along the same kind of lines of buttoning, I took this is a midi dress. So I just sized up with this. This one was from New Look. Again, it's quite loose fitting and it buttons down, so ideal for breastfeeding. Doesn't fit tight on your tummy at all. I did pack a cardigan with me, so if it was a bit colder I could just wear that. But wearing things like this, honestly, were just ideal. I took a maternity dress with me. This was really handy, and again really easy for feeding because this kind of just comes down. This again was from New Look, from their maternity range. So because under here it kind of fits under the boob area, so it's not tight, doesn't put anything on your tummy at all. I did actually take a pair of normal pyjamas. I got these from Marks and Spencer, so I brought these in a size up. I actually bought these specifically for the hospital bag, but I didn't end up wearing them because they were pyjamas. They sat on my tummy and it was just too uncomfortable after having a C-section. But it might be worth taking some actual pyjamas with you as well. When I came home, I wore just a pair of maternity leggings. Didn't really need them in there because it was so warm in there, but I just took, these are just a pair of grey, I think I got these from ASOS. I got these just a simple pair of maternity leggings, really comfortable, no pressure on you at all. And because when you have first had a baby, your tummy is quite big, so you probably will still be in your maternity clothes. And the same kind of theme again, a button down shirt, so actually very similar to what I'm wearing. You can just wear this with a strappy top underneath, or just wear it with your feeding bra underneath. So and it was just long enough then, I think this was from Primark, no, it was only £8 I think, and long enough to cover over your bum in your leggings as well. So that's what I came home in. Pants, now don't really care about what your pants look like, because I would say the bigger the better. Think kind of granny style pants. So these full briefs are definitely what I would recommend. I got these ones from Asda, and I think I got a 5-pack for like £6 or something. And they're absolutely amazing. They're like cotton, they're so soft, they're stretchy. What I would do is just recommend sizing up. So normally I'm a size 10, and I got these in a size 12 to 14 I think. And I'm so glad that I took these kind of high-waisted ones as well, because I had the cesarean. It didn't put any pressure on my tummy, and these are also ideal for wearing the big pads that you're wearing. You just wouldn't be able to wear those big pads in kind of normal knickers. Get black as well, because yeah, obvious reasons, but yeah, I would definitely recommend taking at least 5 pairs of pants with you in your hospital bag. I did also take some of these disposable briefs. So these were ones from Boots. I wore one pair of them, honestly, for about 10 minutes, and they were horrible. They just felt like really itchy and papery. I didn't try any of those. I know there's other brands out there and they may be okay. I took them just in case. It might be worth having some in the bag, just in case you run out of your normal knickers, or they get stained or you know, dirty, or whatever happens. So but yeah, I didn't like them at all, but you know, other people might. Last thing with regards to clothing is maternity bras. So make sure that you pack a couple of maternity bras with you. I just took one white and one black. Maternity bras I always get from Marks and Spencer's. I think they're super comfortable, they're really good quality, and you know, they give you the support that you need as well. So making sure you've got a couple of them. Whilst I'm on the kind of breastfeeding, like maternity bras topic, I also took with me some breast pads. So these ones are really good. These are actually my favourite of all the ones I've tried. These are the Wilkinson's breast pads. What I really like about these is that they come in these individually wrapped packets, and they've also got a kind of a sticky back bit on the back of the breast pad, so when you put it in your bra it doesn't move around all the time. So definitely recommend throwing a few of these in your hospital bag. I have since bought the washable ones, because I was going through tons of those ones, and the washable ones are actually really good as well, but they do move around a little bit more. But definitely those Wilkinson ones are amazing. Nipple cream. Now this nipple cream, the Lanolin nipple cream, is amazing. It's what's really good about it as well, it doesn't kind of contain anything bad for the baby in, and you don't have to, I know some nipple creams out there you have to put it on and wash it off before you feed the baby, but this one you can put on right before you feed and after you feed as well. So I would 100% recommend, if you are planning on breastfeeding, taking this with you in your hospital bag. And yeah, I would just put it on every time before you feed the baby and every time after you feed the baby. It is really good, and it helps in those especially those first few days where your nipples can be really tender. Definitely take that with you in your hospital bag. Another thing with regards to breastfeeding, which I found really handy, are these Madela nipple shields. So I know not everyone agrees with these, because I think some people argue, I've heard some people and midwives say that it can cause nipple confusion. But for me, it was the difference between continuing breastfeeding and stopping breastfeeding, because they were just so sore. So I would really recommend getting some of these nipple shields. So you can see they've just got a few holes in the end bit, and all you do is, so just before you breastfeed, you put a tiny little bit of milk around the edge to make them stick to your breast, a little bit of milk in the kind of the teat bit so the baby can smell it. And honestly, these were an absolute lifesaver. These were the difference between, yeah, like I said, breastfeed, like continuing breastfeeding and stopping breastfeeding. So I'll definitely recommend these ones. I know there's other brands out there, but I did a lot of research on these, and the Madela ones got the best reviews. And I think these were about £8. Definitely recommend them. You just wash them and sterilise them, and then they're good to go again. Definitely recommend these ones. So that is about everything I took in terms of clothing. So now, the only other thing I would recommend taking is some old plastic bags. These are really handy for putting your dirty knickers in or dirty clothes in and things like that. So yeah, definitely throw a couple of old plastic bags in there. Make sure as well that you take your phone charger, because it can be quite boring in the hospital sometimes, and a couple of hairbands as well. So in terms of toiletries, I took all of my toiletries in this toiletry bag. This was just I got this in a Ted Baker set for Christmas. It's really handy just to keep everything in. So I took with me a toothbrush and some toothpaste. Also took essentials like shower gel. These ones, so I used to subscribe to the Birchbox. So I have loads of these little miniatures, but if you've got any miniatures from when you stopped in hotels or any samples, then definitely take these with you. They're the perfect size. And it's quite nice if you've got nice things to have as well. So this is a Rituals one, and it's really nice. It's nice to have a bit of luxury. So I did kind of splurge on my toiletries a little bit, which I think is quite nice. So shower gel, shampoo and conditioner. So it's really, I think I got these from Primark. These were from some old travel bottles, which I just filled with some shampoo, and these are just some old smaller bottles which I put some conditioner in. I'd also recommend taking some dry shampoo. Dry shampoo is absolutely amazing. I didn't actually get a chance to wash my hair or anything when I was in the hospital, because I only actually stopped one night in the end. But dry shampoo after you've had the baby is an absolute godsend. Yeah, definitely take some dry shampoo with you, because even if you can't be bothered to wash your hair, just spraying a bit of this in it, it just livens it back up. So definitely take a small bottle of dry shampoo with you. I took some hand cream with me, deodorant, so make sure you take some deodorant with you, some face wash, took some face wash with me, and also some face wipes. So these are just from Primark. I think these were £2 for £1. I really like these cool cucumber ones. Took some of them. And then I also took this pillow spray. So my friends brought this for me. It was in my baby shower pack that they made me, and I used this towards the end of pregnancy. It just smells really nice, and it's got like a real kind of lavendery smell to it. And I actually sprayed this on my pillow in hospital, just because it reminded me of home a little bit. So yeah, I really like taking things like that with me as well. Now, one thing I would also recommend taking is an eye mask. So I don't know how other hospitals are, but I know when I was in hospital having Arabella, they turned the lights out quite late. So some nights it wasn't until about 11 o'clock that they turned the lights out, and then sometimes they're back on at, you know, about 6 in the morning. And even when the lights are out, it's still not completely dark how it would be at home. So I found it really difficult to sleep, because I'm used to sleeping in a completely dark bedroom. So I would definitely take an eye mask with you, and it's also really handy to put on during the day. If you can just get catch up on a bit of sleep during the day, then I'd definitely recommend taking an eye mask. I also, which is a bit weird, took some earplugs, because newborn babies actually sleep quite a lot. So once your baby's asleep, then it will just be sod's law that someone else's baby is awake. So I definitely recommend you taking some earplugs with you. You'll still be able to hear your baby, but it just kind of blocks out enough noise that you can't hear a lot of the background noise going on. There's always like alarms going off in the ward. So yeah, it helps actually get a decent night's sleep. What else I took with me, which I know not everyone would probably want to take with them, is some makeup. So I just took some simple makeup just in a little makeup bag. Again, little kind of pots of things, so a little pot of cream. If you've got any, like, you know, like tester things, this is just a Clarins tester that I had. I just took a little bit of BB cream in here. I took some bronzer, some mascara, and yeah, that's about it, and a little bit of perfume. I didn't actually use the perfume, but you know, I mean, it's not up to, you know, maybe not everyone wants to take makeup with them, but I found it quite nice doing my makeup one day. Just made me feel a bit more human. So that is about everything that I took with me. Oh, one thing I did take that I wanted to share with you is this book. It's called The Little Book of Self-Care for New Mums. So my friend brought me this when I was pregnant. I read a bit of it, and then when I was in hospital, like I said, babies actually sleep quite a lot. I took this with me to read, and it's got so many good tips in it for when you've just had a baby. So it's got things like, you know, easing sore parts, it's got like spritz in a bottle, things like that, and how you can, what you should eat when you're breastfeeding, lots and lots of tips and tricks. And what I found really good about this is it kind of talks you through your journey of those first few days, and it helps you realise that you're not feeling alone. So if you're about to have a baby, I would definitely recommend getting this book. So that is about everything that I took in my hospital bag. So everything that I took, I put in a cabin size suitcase, just because it was much easier just to kind of wheel around rather than having, because I've got obviously your hospital bag, your labour bag, the baby's bag, rather than having so many loads of different bags, I just found it much easier just to take one in a kind of wheelie cabin case, suitcase. I really hope that you've enjoyed the video. And if you had, then give me a thumbs up, and I'd really like you to subscribe to my channel. I upload videos every single week. I do videos on things like motherhood, on lifestyle, travel, fashion, cleaning, kind of just sharing my journey of being a new mum, really. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and if you'd like to see more, then I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel.